So one other thing that I think is really important in kaiju movies is scale. The idea that it has to be big. This movie is full of those scenes, right? So there's lots of scenes where we see things like, I think because we're following human characters and we don't have like this omniscient CGI camera that just captures the entire city, and where the sense of scale can be lost a bit. This one is almost always on ground level. We are always seeing it through the eyes of regular people, and I think that that's something this movie does really well. Like it starts off when they see the kind of the Muto hatching in the power plant, and there's like workers at the bottom of the screen, and they're like this big on the screen, right? And there's a giant Mewtwo in the background, and then the devastation starts. I think that movie does that really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think they definitely, when it comes to like building scale, they definitely aced that one. You never see like Godzilla, or you never see like the Mutos in full view. It gradually builds up. Like it'll show you bits of it. It'll show you like the head. It'll show you like the legs. Same with Godzilla, right? Like it'll build up to the full view, which obviously builds like the suspense, and then and it kind of gives you like that type of feeling when you finally see Godzilla and you finally see the Muto.
Speaking on the scale, one scene where I kind of felt the dread for the characters was when they were on the naval boats or the ships, and you could see Godzilla approaching them, and it's like at any other given point you would feel so comfortable with what you have on the boat, the scale, the size of it, the weapons that you have on it, etc. But you can have all of that, and then what do you do when you see Godzilla literally just swimming at you, and you can see it's, I don't know what they are, the spikes or its shell or whatever it is, just swimming at you, and you're just helpless. Like you can't do anything but just stand there.
Like there's a point where he comes back to the surface just a little bit too early, and so he just sinks a ship. So he doesn't even notice. There's like a bunch of different like little set pieces here that, like to me, a movie like this, like one of the things I look for in a movie is creativity, right? Where I say, oh, that's cool. And I've got a whole list of them here, right? So the Mute was sitting on the power plant. It's like the first time, it's like your first oh shit moment, right? Where you just realize, okay, this is not just a larger animal, this is something else. Muto's building a nest in a city. It's pretty cool. And with the male Mewtwo sitting like on a skyscraper, like a bird sitting on a tree or something. The Halo jump is pretty amazing too. I think the movie has a whole bunch of little scenes like this, right? That I'm kind of missing from something like Godzilla X Kong, where I say, oh, that's really cool. Somebody really sat down and said, okay, what can we put in, not just to convey the core ideas, like how big these things are and how dangerous they are and how powerless we are against them, but also just for the viewers to go, oh, that's cool. That is something I want out of a kaiju movie. That doesn't you can't just do that for 2 hours. There has to be other stuff too. But I think like a certain amount of it, that's one of the criteria for this is job well done. That's just missing from so many in recent years, and this one just did it 5-6 times, maybe, depending on how you count. And there's so many little touches in this. I'm not saying it's the best kaiju movie ever, but it's like I've tried a bunch of them, and like this is like top 3 easily because of just moments like this that really like other one like I'm absolutely crazy about Pacific Rim that has a bunch of stuff like that in there too. Cloverfield is another one. It just really needs to kind of convey like what it's like to be a human being in that kind of situation.